Price prediction for end of 2026, 27, and 30 for HBAR. We've seen HBAR as high as 43 cents back in 2021, and then we really haven't had that amount of appreciation again. It looks like the cycle that we're in for HBAR right now is similar to what we saw for XRP in 2021. If you look at the chart, you can see, kind of the all-time high, which would be similar to XRP in 2017, 2018, and then a smaller bull run that we had over the past year here in 2025, where it moved aggressively up at the end of 24 alongside XRP. And then we've got, a descending triangle back down, creating a base on top of, some of the other supports, which used to be resistance for the asset. Again, not a TA guy. I don't have to be dangerous about this stuff. With all that being said, it all really depends on adoption and utility and clarity around the asset. I do think that it's going to be long used but it's going to have enough liquidity in it. The unique value proposition on HBAR versus some of the other networks is the fees on the network are dollar denominated. They are not in HBAR. So you still pay in HBAR, but it's always a fixed fee that's dollar denominated. So as the asset appreciates, it takes less and less of the asset to pay the fees on the network, which is unique. Whereas, XRP and some of the other ones, they would have to pass an amendment to drop the fees on the network. But the fees on the XRPL are already, 0.000012, or there might be one more zero in there. Very little amount of XRP required, less than a penny to send $1 million on the XRPL. And that'll continue to be the case even at high value for XRP. So price predictions for HBAR, it really just depends on which market it's going to get adoption in. If it is Web3 dApps and decentralized applications, I think over the long term, you could see $1,000 HBAR. Maybe I'll just go to 2030. 2030 and beyond, I think you could see $1,000 HBAR if it does get adoption in all the different verticals that they're currently targeting.